What's up, Dub Nation? Let me ask you something right off the top. Have you ever felt that frustration of watching the Warriors drop winnable games because the supporting cast couldn't hit shots when Steph Curry was doubled, tripled, and left begging for someone to step up? That pain is real. It's been the story of entire stretches of the last few seasons. And it's why what just happened in Chris Brickley's gym might mean more to Golden State's future than people realize. Buddy Hield just shattered James Harden's 6-year record in a legendary shooting drill, 276 made threes in 18 minutes. 9 minutes shooting on the move, 9 minutes catching and firing. That's not luck. That's not hot streak. That's preparation, rhythm, and one of the purest shooting forms the NBA has ever seen. Before we dive into what this means for the Warriors, let me remind you, if you love Golden State coverage, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the breakdowns, rumors, and insider details we bring you every single week. Now let's get into this. When you talk about shooters in NBA history, the conversation often gets crowded with names like Curry, Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, and Reggie Miller. But Buddy Hield deserves more respect in that conversation. The form is textbook, compact, smooth release, balanced footwork. And when Brickley himself called Hield's stroke one of the most mechanically perfect he's ever seen, it wasn't just flattery. This record cements it. But here's where things really connect to the Warriors. Golden State's success has always been about more than just Steph's brilliance. It's about balance, spacing, and role players knocking down shots when it matters. Think back to those undefeated runs whenever Hield scores 16 or more points. That's not a coincidence, that's the math of basketball. When you add another reliable scorer to Curry and Draymond's leadership, the team becomes nearly unstoppable. Last season, though, Hield's numbers dipped. Just 11 points per game, shooting 37% from deep, his lowest production since his rookie campaign. Critics called him streaky. Some wondered if age and fatigue were catching up. But let's not ignore the bigger picture. His career average sits at 15 a game. He's shown repeatedly that when the lights are brightest, he delivers. And if there's one thing the Warriors specialize in, it's revitalizing shooters and role players who still have gas left in the tank. Steph Curry himself gave us another reason to believe. Just this offseason, he stood in front of reporters and said he feels primed in his 17th year to compete at the top of his game. Think about that for a second. A 37-year-old Steph saying he's ready to keep chasing championships. And when your leader brings that level of confidence, it spreads across the roster. The Warriors have been busy. This isn't a lazy offseason. We've seen Moses Moody putting in serious work. Draymond Green grinding to stay sharp on both ends. Jimmy Butler, yes, Butler, bringing that relentless mentality. And when you combine effort like that with chemistry, the foundation of a championship team starts to take shape. But let's talk roster moves. Because the Warriors front office knows the margin between competing for a title and flaming out early is razor thin. Reports suggest names like DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton II, and even veteran big man Al Horford could be part of the mix depending on Jonathan Kuminga's contract situation. That's massive. If Kuminga stays and accepts a sixth-man role, he could be in prime position to compete for sixth man of the year. Think about that. Explosive athleticism, improved shooting, relentless energy off the bench, exactly the kind of spark plug the Warriors need. And if he buys into that role instead of chasing starter minutes elsewhere, Golden State gains depth and balance without sacrificing identity. So picture this rotation: Steph Curry at the point, Buddy Hield spacing the floor, Jimmy Butler adding toughness and two-way grit, Draymond Green anchoring the defense, and a mix of Horford or Kevin Looney giving stability inside. Off the bench, Kuminga leading the charge, Moody stretching defenses, Melton or GP2 locking down perimeter matchups. That's not just a playoff team, that's a group built to challenge for a title. And let's not underestimate what Hield brings. The drill record matters because it proves what kind of shape he's in and how refined his stroke is heading into the new season. Confidence matters. Rhythm matters. And when defenses inevitably load up on Steph, Hield can punish them in ways the Warriors simply didn't have last season. Remember those painful moments when Curry was trapped 40 feet from the basket and the outlet shooter bricked wide open looks? With Hield, that's less likely. He thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities. He thrives on movement. And that's exactly the kind of system Steve Kerr runs: constant motion, unselfish passing, finding the hot hand. But let's keep it real for a second. There are risks. Hield's defensive limitations are well known. He's not locking down guards the way GP2 or Melton would. That means Kerr has to be smart about matchups. It also means Draymond and Butler's defensive presence becomes even more critical. The Warriors can't afford to hide too many players on that end. Still, the upside far outweighs the risk. With Curry saying he feels primed for another championship chase, with veterans grinding in the offseason, with potential roster moves giving more depth, and with Hield breaking records that show his shooting form is sharper than ever, Golden State's ceiling for 2025-26 is sky high. What's the message here? Simple. Don't sleep on the Warriors. People doubted them before the 2015 run. People doubted them after KD left. People doubted Steph could carry a team this deep into his career. And yet, every time, the Warriors find a way to reinvent themselves while staying true to their identity: ball movement, unselfishness, and elite shooting. This season will be no different. Whether Kuminga embraces his role, whether new faces like Melton or Horford arrive, whether Hield silences critics with consistent shooting, the blueprint is there. The Warriors have the mix of veteran leadership, hungry role players, and proven stars to keep chasing banners. So Dub Nation, here's the question I'll leave you with: if Buddy Hield's record-breaking performance translates to real NBA games, how dangerous does that make Golden State in the West? Do you think this version of the Warriors has what it takes to win another championship, or are there still too many holes to fill? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this community thrives on your voice, your passion, and your insights. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a Warriors update. The road to the 2025-26 season is just heating up, and we'll be here every step of the way. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.